Good morning. Today we're going to be using this hip band. I'm going to show you what it is, how to use it, and then we're going to do some clams. So let's get started. Okay, so when I first got this, I actually, not this particular one, but when I first started working with bands, it was because I have SI dysfunction, which is, I'll post a little picture of it. There's these joints in your hips and pelvis that don't work correctly. They're dysfunctional. And so when I was in physical therapy for that, I was using a lot of hip bands and I was doing a lot of the exercises that I'm going to show you today. So now the fact that it's like trendy and everybody wants a big butt like Kim Kardashian, it's kind of funny for me because I've actually been using these for many, many, many years. The other thing I want to mention is that this is a super, super nice band. This is a company called Sedrock that I got with Andy, and I know that Cindy uses a company called 4Core. It's the numeral 4 and then KOR. And those bands are actually a little bit nicer. They have a slip resistance in the inside where this one does not. I haven't found that to be a problem, but you might. This one, so these bands are like super, super reinforced, and they're basically just giant rubber bands, basically. So there are hundreds of these things on the market. You can get them anywhere from anybody at this point. So do your research and make sure you're getting a good product. But you can also just use the regular bands that come in the sets for the clams that I'm going to show you today. It doesn't have to be a super expensive hip band necessarily, especially not to start out if you're just doing these for the first time. So it can be just these cheap little rubber ones that come in sets. I have several sets here. And I also, do you guys remember this? This is ridiculous. I have the original Thigh Master. I have it and I love it. This was like the original hip band, right? Like this was the thing back in the 80s and 90s. So anyway, I just wanted to show you this because it's super fun. But let's get to it. I'm going to show you how to do some clams. First variation we're going to do is called a seated clam. So you want to be seated and you want to get the band up just over your knees. Now these bands do not have clasps or Velcro or anything, so just getting them on and off will help you with your balance and your core strength because it is quite the feat to do that. So anyway, you want to keep your feet like shoulder width apart so that there's just a bit of resistance on the band, but not too much. And you want to make sure that this is placed above your knees so that you're not putting any pressure on your knee joints here. And you want to just move in and out, slowly and controlled, in and out. And if you remember this, the Thigh Master, this is what we would do with the Thigh Master, right? When we were watching TV, just in and out and in and out. So it's a basic, simple movement that will give you a lot of action in your quads and glutes. So if you haven't been working out for a while or spent a long time, I would suggest keeping this to, just a few sets of 10 maybe the first time, because you're going to feel this. You are definitely going to feel this in the morning. Okay, the next one is called a laying clam, which is exactly the same principle as the seated clam, but obviously you're laying on the floor. This is the one I have the most experience with. This is the one I do for my SI dysfunction. And again, if you do this, you're going to be in some pain, so be careful. And one more thing before I let you go. If you're somebody who doesn't know YouTube very well, like I didn't 4 weeks ago, I mean, my gosh, I've done a lot of research, I had no idea how any of this worked, and frankly still don't. But anyway, right below this video, there's a place where you can subscribe to my channel. And also next to that, there's a little bell. And if you click that bell, it will allow you to get notifications for any time I set up a new video and launch a new video, so you don't miss anything. So I just wanted to let you know that in case you didn't. That was it. And we'll see you next week. Thanks, guys.